Dear students, today is our 7th lecture, and in this lecture we will study the diode clipper circuits. These circuits are also called diode limiters. There are a variety of diode networks called clippers that have the ability to clip off a portion of the input signal without distorting the remaining part of the alternating waveform. The half-wave rectifier is an example of the simplest form of diode clipper, one resistor and a diode. Depending on the orientation of the diode, the positive or negative region of the input signal is clipped off, which is also known as diode limiters. In electronics, a clipper is a circuit designed to prevent a signal from exceeding a predetermined reference voltage level. A clipper circuit can remove certain portions of an arbitrary waveform near the positive or negative peaks or both. Clipping changes the shape of the waveform and alters its spectral components. Dear students, this is our main objective of our lecture, to achieve the required voltage levels at the output side, and we can only find these required levels by using such diode circuits known as diode limiters. Diode clipper circuits. The clipper is a limiting circuit which limits the output voltage. The output waveform obtained from clipper circuits appears in different shapes than that of the input. The voltage which is clipped by clipper can assume various shapes, means it can alter shapes at the output voltage, rectangular, sinusoidal, triangular, etc. The clipper is also known as a current delimiter, voltage delimiter, or amplitude delimiter. Clippers are also used in communication circuits such as transmitters and receivers. Besides, clippers are also used in wave shaping circuit to generate rectangular, triangular pulses, noise limiter, etc. Now there are different types of clipper circuits. Generally there are two types: series clipper circuits and parallel clipper circuits. The series clipper circuits has the diode is in series with the load. That's why it is known as series clipper circuits, because as in the figure, the diode is in series with the load. That's why this configuration is known as series clipper circuits. Series clippers are again classified into series negative clippers and series positive clippers are as follows. Then further, series negative clippers and positive clippers are divided into negative clippers with positive VR and positive clippers with negative VR. These are the further types of series clippers. Now in this slide, the second type is known as parallel clipper circuit, which is also called shunt clipper circuit. The parallel configuration has a diode in a branch parallel to the load, as it is shown in the figure in the slide. In this slide there are two figures. One is of positive series clipper circuit and the second one is positive shunt clipper circuit, and it is very simple and very clear to understand Due to the different configurations of diode, they both are known as series or parallel Clipper circuits. In the parallel Clipper circuit, the diode is in shunt with the load resistor. That's why it is known as parallel Clipper circuit. Now the shunt clippers are also classified into two types: shunt negative clippers and shunt positive clippers. And again, there are further types of shunt negative clippers and shunt positive clippers, which is shown in this slide. Positive diode clipper. In a positive clipper, the positive half cycles of the input voltage will be removed as shown in the figure in the slide. In both of the positive series clipper and positive shunt clipper, at the output side, the positive half cycles are clipped by the positive diode clippers. The circuit arrangements for a positive clipper are illustrated in the figure given in the slide. As shown in the figure, the diode is kept in series with the load. During the positive half cycle of the input waveform, the diode D is reverse biased, which maintains the output voltage at 0 volts. This causes the positive half cycle to be clipped off. During the negative half cycle of the input, the diode is forward biased, and so the negative half cycle appear across the output, as shown in figure A of the positive series clipper. At the output waveform, the negative half cycles appears at the output side. In figure B, the diode is kept in parallel or shunt with the load. This is the diagram of a positive shunt clipper circuit. During the positive half cycle, the diode D is forward biased and the diode acts as a closed switch. This causes the diode to conduct heavily. This causes the voltage drop across the diode or across the load resistance RL to be 0. Thus, output voltage during the positive half cycles is 0, as shown in the output waveform in figure B. Thus, output voltage during the positive half cycle is 0, as shown in the output waveform. During the negative half cycles of the input signal voltage, the diode D is reverse biased and behaves as an open switch. In positive shunt clipper, the entire input voltage now appears across the diode or across the load resistor RL if R is much smaller than RL. Actually, the circuit behaves as a voltage divider with an output voltage of RL upon R plus RL. Vmax is equal to minus Vmax when RL is greater than R. In the negative diode clipper, there are two types, negative series clipper and negative shunt clipper, and the figure is shown in the slide, and both the series clippers, negative series and negative shunt clippers, are shown in the figure. The negative clipping circuit is almost the same as the positive clipping circuit, with only one difference. If the diode in figure A and B is reconnected with reversed polarities, the circuits will become for a negative series clipper and negative shunt clipper respectively. The negative series and negative shunt clippers are shown in figures A and B in the slide. In this discussion and in the previous discussion, the diode is considered to be the ideal one. In a practical diode, the breakdown voltage will exist 0.7 volt for silicon and 0.3 volt for germanium. When this is taken into account, the output waveforms for positive and negative clippers will be of the shape shown in the next slide. Course learning objectives. After this video lecture, students can understand the importance of diode limiter circuits. They can understand the working of diode clipper circuits, and they can achieve the predetermined output voltage levels by designing these circuits according to the requirements by using all these types of diode clipper circuits. Students can now design transmitters, receivers, and noise limiters, which is widely used in communication circuits such as transmitters and receivers. They can use these clipper circuits in wave shaping circuit to generate rectangular, triangular, pulses, noise limiter, etc.